What's up, guys? Back at the park again. Get ready to get something to eat real quick. But it is Thursday, February 22nd, 2024. We're at the Bitcoin block height of 831,600. TikTok next block. Guys, if you haven't seen my video I did yesterday about selling your gold for Bitcoin, check that out. This is kind of a little bit of an extension of that, I guess. Because it got me thinking when I was editing the video yesterday. I'm not going to edit this one. It took me forever to edit that one. As you can see from the title, money is a choice. Choose wisely. And you got to choose wisely when it comes to money, because we grew up thinking money was one thing and we really found out it's another. And it's been all a lie. But what is money? Like I said in the other video, just in case you haven't watched it, it has two functions. That's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to be a medium of exchange and a store of value. I think more importantly, it should be a store of value, because you should be able to take your energy across time and space, no matter how long it is from now, and be able to buy the same goods and services today or in the future that you can buy today, right? Unfortunately, with fiat currency, you can't do that. Now, you can do a medium of exchange. That's what it's for. But it's not even a good medium of exchange, because you're losing the value of it yearly now. And compoundingly, you're losing purchasing power. But that's what basically what money is. It's been that way for thousands of years. That's why we always float towards the hardest money. And the hardest money means it's hard to get, it's scarce, and you can take that same money today and buy something 20 years from now, and you can exchange goods and services outside of the barter system, you know, in a little village or whatever, to get the things that you need and want, right? So you have to ask yourself, what kind of money are you using? Because right now we use a combination of monies, right? We use, some people use gold and silver as a store of value. Some people use Bitcoin as a store of value. Other people use stocks and investment, different portfolios they have, or things in their portfolios, real estate or whatever, to hold their value as an investment. And then in a medium of exchange, some people use cash, some people use debit cards, credit cards, Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, Apple Pay, a combination of both, etc., 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 right? But it is not supposed to be like this, guys. Money is supposed to be fair. You're not supposed to have a house and it increases in value every single year, because the house is not changing. It's actually getting older. What it's supposed to do is supposed to remain the same. What would even be better if you can get double the house size for half the price in years down the road. That's what it's supposed to do. But unfortunately now you're getting half the house for double, triple, and sometimes quadruple the price that your parents and grandparents did. That's just the way it is. Can you imagine these generation Z's trying to buy a house right now? My Lord. I mean, you get $100,000. If you had $100,000, that's a down payment for some houses. You know what I mean? The medium or the median average price, I think, is 400 something thousand. What you need, buddy? It's ridiculous. When I was growing up, a $400,000 house would be a mansion. Now it's just a bread and butter 3-bedroom, 2-bath house. Be quiet, buddy. So it's just, hey, Tiba, hold on, wait. And so it's crazy, man, right? Sorry, guys. It's just absolutely insane how much everything is, and goods and services are tripling and quadrupling the price of what it was when I was a kid, man. Literally. And it's not supposed to be like that. So ask yourself, what kind of money are you using? Do you have a money that does a dual purpose? Even with Bitcoin, it doesn't make a good medium of exchange here in the United States right now. It does not. So what I'm doing currently is I'm saving in two places. I do a little bit of cash for the short term because I'm not going to sell my Bitcoin. I do Bitcoin for the long term, and then I use fiat currency for a medium of exchange, right? I'm doing a dual purpose too, but I know that I'm taking a very, very hard asset, the hardest money in the world, and taking it into the future for my future self and my generations, and I'm going to be able to increase my purchasing power infinitely with those with that savings that I am saving with Bitcoin. You have to ask yourself, does your money do that? Does your gold or silver or your stock portfolio or whatever do that? You know, with the money printing and the the debasement of our currency, some people get very, very confused about having a certain amount of dollars next to that said item, whether it's gold, whether it's whatever. You have to look at the purchasing power. Forget about how much dollars it's worth. I don't even talk about that anymore because it's a Ponzi scheme. It's a scam, right? What can $10,000 buy you today versus what it can buy you 30 years ago? $10,000 today for me used to be a lot of money. I mean, when I was 19, 30, if I had $10,000, I feel like I was rich. I could buy a lot of different things. What could you buy with $10,000 today? You can't even barely buy a car with that. Not a new car. You may be able to buy a used car. But you have to ask yourself, what kind of money are you holding? Thinking about those two basic things I said, a store of value and a medium of exchange. For me personally, I'll spend my cuck bucks now, but I'm never, ever going to spend my Bitcoin, ever. And I'll talk about that in another video, maybe in a Satoshi Saturday video of why I won't and I won't have to. And neither will you, by the way. But look at your portfolio and ask yourself what it's doing for you. Because again, money at its base layer now is supposed to do those two basic functions, but we got away from that because of human intervention and human greed. That's what it all comes down to. We always took the gold coins and the silver coins, even before they had a paper debt note issued for them. What we do? We'd shave down some of the gold or silver. We'd counterfeit some of them. We'd put some different metals in there to debase the currency. And when you debase your currency, it's an unfair money. It's a lying money. That's why we have cheap foods and cheap items that we're buying, because fiat is getting less and less. The purchasing power is getting less and less. So you got to choose wisely, man. You got to understand money. You really do. You got to look at what you have in your portfolio. And people ask me to diversify. Again, for the short term, I do use cash. And when I mean short term, 2 to 5 years, and 5 years is stretching it. Because again, if something happens, because I live in a fiat world, I'm not crazy here. I have to run and, do that. And it's liquid because it's fiat cash and people accept it. I am not going to turn my my Satoshis or Bitcoin into cash, into the inferior currency. I'm not going to do that. So you have to ask yourself, what do you have? What are you going to do? And when people ask me, am I going to diversify? For what? Diversify into what? And just like Robert Breedlove said in that clip I did in that video yesterday, everybody calls Bitcoin, or people that don't know about Bitcoin call it a Ponzi scheme, and it's a pump and dump. Pump it and dump it into what? What is better than Bitcoin? You guys tell me. How many Bitcoins did it take to buy a house 10 years ago versus how many Bitcoins it takes to buy a house today? It takes about 9 or 10 Bitcoin in today's market. What do you think it's going to take in 10 years? I think it's going to take less than a Bitcoin in 10 years, me personally. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And again, guys, I'm going to sound like a broken record. You work your ass off for your money, all right? Choose wisely with your money. And when you're choosing and you think about what you want to do with that said energy that you have, take a hard look at the best way to save. And for me, the only way to save. And that's Bitcoin. I love each and every one of you, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace and love, guys.